News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
One driver is injured in a crash on the west side of town. And a new base camp is announced for alien stock. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Unette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A two-car crash sends one person to the emergency room. It's Thursday, August 22nd. I'm Unette Gentry. Fire Chief Scott Lewis tells us about a crash that occurred on the west side of town recently.
Dispatch reported of a two-vehicle accident, unknown extent of injuries. As our engine company arrived at the location, they completed a scene size-up risk assessment, and they found that one occupant was trapped, mechanically entrapped in the vehicle. So it was upgraded to a rescue assignment, adding an additional medic unit. They found that the significant injuries sustained required flight. Emergency Air 21 was added to the assignment. However, they were unavailable due to they were on another mission. Therefore, that patient was transported to the local hospital level 1. I don't know the status once the patient arrived at Desert View, but yeah, just one.
The Storm Area 51 event, now named Alien Stock, is a festival being held in the town of Rachel, Nevada. The Alien Research Center has now set up the Storm Area 51 base camp outside of Crystal Springs and as the area and control center for the Lincoln County Sheriff, media, and speakers. The event is planned with several different features, including showing the film Bob Laser, Area 51, and Flying Saucers. The public can buy tickets to the base camp for $51 and event camp at that location. You can also rent RV space, and there'll also be a food truck court planned for that weekend. It'll be September 20th and 21st. Alien Stock, billed as a 3-day festival in Nevada's desert, is estimating around 30,000 people might attend, and there will also be a planned concert and art festival. Lincoln County officials have signed a request for emergency funding ahead of the event in anticipation of necessary resources. For more information, you can find Alien Stock and Storm Area 51 Base Camp online. And here in Nye County, commissioners denied a permit to hold a festival in Amargosa when presented on Wednesday with the plan to hold an event on private property on Highway 95. The organizers say that the old joke that people were going to actually storm a military base presented local commissioners with the idea that if they didn't have their festival, then people would be put in danger by attending the Storm Area 51 event. Hence the name Peace Stock 51 as a peaceful alternative to the Alien Stock event.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, discussion was had regarding the issuing of an outdoor festival license to David Vanderbeek for the Peace Stock 51 event, which would be held September 20th through the 21st, 2019 at 1266 South White Road in Amargosa. David Vanderbeek speaks about Peace Stock 51.
I can see the negative possibility in this new Storm Area 51. I can see it because not only can I see it because of the possibility of just a bunch of foreigners coming into our county, but because they have expressed violent intent, and I don't want to see anyone hurt. So this could be dangerous unless we work together and we take an active leadership role in providing this coming crowd with a place to go that has food, water, garbage cans, potties, something fun and peaceful to do in a confined, highly secure place.
David Vanderbeek states that they have Vegas talent, project coordinators, an engineer, attorneys, accounting, and a man named Frank DiMaggio, who's a project coordinator. He says that it'll be a Nye Clark County production. He also states that money isn't a factor and that they just need help moving permits along. He also states that they don't want a big crowd, but instead safety. Brian Scott speaks about Peace Stock 51 himself, stating that it's a peaceful alternative to Storm Area 51.
And our message is to welcome these people and give them a safe and fun environment while visiting our area. So we gathered together with the top producers and organizers in Las Vegas to ensure the safety and integrity of those visiting and our community as a whole.
Earlier in the item, at least 4 residents from Amargosa that lived in the area of where Peace Stock 51 would be held, 1266 South White Road, spoke against the event, giving their concerns. Even one, who identified themselves as Mrs. White, began crying because she was afraid of fire and what some people may do if the event gets out of hand.
I'm sorry. I live out there. I'm just so scared of fire more than anything. If we have a fire, I lose everything. Everything I have, I've lived out there. My husband's family homesteaded that land many years ago. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Koenig asks Brian Scott what he thinks now that he's heard the thoughts and concerns of the neighbors, and he states that he thinks their concerns should be addressed. Vanderbeek addresses the question as well, and he speaks about the traffic plan. He states that no participants will be coming down that stretch of road, being South White Road. He also states that the only stretch of road visitors will be coming in on is from BLM, or Bureau of Land Management, land. Commissioner Blundo asks a question regarding their statement of it being a 420 friendly event.
You mentioned it in your opening. You said it was a 420 friendly event. You do realize that it is illegal for public consumption of marijuana?
It's on private land.
It doesn't matter. The only consumption of marijuana is in your private residence.
Commissioner Blundo makes a motion before the vote.
So I'm going to make a motion to deny the outdoor festival license for the Peace Stock 51 event.
Motion to deny. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to deny. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. 3-1. Thank you, gentlemen. Going to take a 5-minute break.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back here at News 25 with much more local news.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back to News 25. Now here's your news across the Silver State.
Well, the U.S. Bureau of Land Management gathered over 100 wild horses near Red Rock National Conservation Area last month. Officials say that there is not enough water to support the herd. The Red Rock Herd Management Area, which encompasses nearly 162,000 acres, is meant for a population of about 27 wild horses. The animals have been taken to the Ridgecrest holding corrals in Ridgecrest, California. They will be examined by a veterinarian and prepared to be adopted through the Bureau's Wild Horse and Burro Adoption Program. Well, a Nevada man has filed a lawsuit claiming that his constitutional rights to free speech have been violated because state election officials would not allow him to create a WTF party for political candidates. The federal court case filed earlier this month by Jeffrey Burns of Sparks references a 1992 Supreme Court ruling that gives citizens the rights to form political parties. Nye County School District has been awarded $1,248,362 to continue their pre-kindergarten program in our schools. Pre-kindergarten classrooms are located in the communities of Tonopah, Amargosa, and Pahrump, providing services to students who qualify under new state guidelines. Pahrump pre-K classrooms are held at Mount Charleston Elementary School, located at 1521 East Idaho Street. Nevadans on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program may be affected by a proposed rule change announced by the United States Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Services Program. The proposed rule will eliminate the broad-based categorical eligibility policy and impose a financial asset test on SNAP applicants. This may result in an approximate 11% reduction in those who qualify for SNAP, which represents approximately 46,000 people from a total caseload of approximately 419,350. SNAP says in addition to impacting residents who count on the program for their food security, the proposal made by the federal government may also translate to an approximate decrease of more than $9 million per month for the Nevada economy. Public comments will be accepted on this proposed rule until September 23rd. You can go to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program website on the government's page. According to the Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation's July 2019 economic report, statewide jobs increased by 3.1%, a gain of 43,400 new jobs added since July of last year. This is the fastest growth rate in the nation for the 10th month in a row. In July, initial claims for unemployment insurance benefits totaled nearly 9,870, up from just over 400 claims, or 4.4% compared to June, but are down substantially when compared to last year's July reading of 10,550. This is according to the latest initial claims data from the Nevada Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation. Initial claims decreased 6.5% compared to last July, with 680 fewer claims. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news.
And do you have more than $1 million in your 401k? You might be surprised how many people actually do. That story and more in today's financial news.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the trade battle with China is troubling the Fed. Minutes from the Federal Reserve policy meeting on rates last month reveal members are concerned tariffs and slower economic conditions could have negative effects on the U.S. economy. The minutes did not offer consensus on a future rate cut, but did show some Fed members argued for not cutting rates at all, while others pushed for bigger cuts. A stunning number of Americans are holding $1 million or more in their 401k and IRA accounts. Fidelity reports the number of investors with at least $1 million reached nearly 376,000 people. That sets a new record. A spokeswoman from Fidelity says the key is to increase your contributions to your account each year.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Balloons over Pahrump and Vegas balloon rides. Doug Campbell wanted to address some concerns local residents have had about his new business right here in town.
I've been flying balloons in Las Vegas for 50 years. Started in the late 60s. And the valley over there has filled up. A lot of the big open areas where we used to take off and land have just been developed, and it just doesn't provide the safe environment that it used to. So we've been over here. We've come over on a rare occasion from time to time in the past. We've been over here for every one of the Pahrump balloon events, and it's just a great place to fly. It's open. It's people, for the most part, are very, very receptive to us. And we bought a house here now, and we're residents. Balloons over Pahrump here. My son and I own it. And right now we've got 3 balloons. Our largest balloon will carry up to 8 or 10 people. And the smaller the balloons are the ones that we normally take to the balloon events when we compete for in contest.
And so right now you're offering balloon rides, and of course people can go online, I'm sure, and book those. But you're doing it in the mornings because that's typically when the balloons are out. Is that year-round?
Yes, year-round. And we fly in the mornings because the mornings are the coolest, calmest, safest time of day to fly. I was made aware a couple of people that we've met here in town over the last couple of months we've become friends with, and they've told us that there was a Facebook page where people were complaining about the balloons. So we looked around, we finally found it, and there's 2 or 3 people that are relatively unhappy with us because of the fact of either feeling that we're infringing on their privacy or we're startling their animals. We don't do this on purpose. The animals, some animals are okay with us, other animals are not. And, when we're flying in the balloons, we're looking down, we're trying to identify horses, livestock, cows, whatever else is on the ground below us. And we try to maintain a minimum altitude above that. FAA requires us to be 500 feet or higher above a non-congested area and 1,000 feet or higher above a congested area unless we're landing or taking off. If we're trying to land in a great big field that happens to be next door to a house or a small ranch with the livestock, first of all, we're going to try to avoid that. But if that's our best remaining option and we feel that we need to do that, land in that particular field, then we may wind up being a little bit closer to that house next to that field than we would if we were not going to land in that field. There's a second balloon company here. They fly big yellow balloons and one solid red balloon. And they're only flying here until they get their permits to fly on BLM land over on the other side of the mountain in the Jean and the Las Vegas area. We're based here. We're going to stay here. Balloons, once the balloon leaves the ground, we're at the mercy of the wind. The wind does blow different directions, different altitudes, and that's how we steer. That being said, we can only go in the direction where the winds are blowing. Like I said, we're residents now. We want to be good neighbors. We want everybody, when they look up and see a balloon, they want to have positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts. So, if anybody has any questions, feel free to call us, email us. If it's not one of our balloons, I'll try to get a hold of the people who do own it and operate it and try to resolve any issues that anybody has. But we want to be good neighbors. We're going to become part of the community and support some of the charities and local organizations and schools. You can call us on the phone, call or text at 702-300-4008. You can go to our website, balloonsoverpahrump.com, or you can email me at Doug1, the number 1, at lvballoonrides.com.
And the adorable Loki has unfortunately been at the animal shelter for a long time and needs a forever home. He's a sweet dog and is featured in today's Save a Pet segment.
Today we feature Loki. Loki is a brindle color pit bull mix. Loki is an adult dog, approximately 2 years old. He was owner surrendered because Loki got lonely when his owner left and tended to jump the fence. Loki has been at Desert Haven since May of this year and is desperately trying to find a home of his own. He's a very sweet dog who the shelter staff has pleaded with the public to adopt Loki, or if somebody would like to sponsor him so that he's free for adoption, you can do that as well. If you're an animal lover who can't adopt an animal, but you would like to sponsor animals, Desert Haven has that option available. If you're interested in Loki or any of the other animals at Desert Haven, give them a call, 775-751-7020. They're located on Ceres Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse, just off Basin Avenue. You can also find them on the web at deserthavenas.org or look them up on Facebook at Desert Haven Animal Society.
Time for a couple of area dogs to actually take their rightful place at home. 2 are currently at this shelter, but the staff thinks that they might have homes already, but the owners don't know that they're at this location.
Desert Haven Animal Society has 2 animals that may be of interest to owners who may be looking for their dogs. First, we have a beige-colored Pug Chihuahua mix who is located in Mountain Falls by Animal Control. This dog appears to be well taken care of. However, nobody has come to claim it. If you have any information about this dog, which is a neutered male, medium-size beige with a white chest and black markings, the next dog is a black Labradoodle that was located off of Thousand Air. This appears to be a puppy. Staff thinks that the owner may also be looking for this dog, which has white hair around his mouth. The rest of him is completely black. He's very friendly and is looking for his owners or a forever home. Give him a call, 751-7020, or look him up on Facebook at Desert Haven Animal Society or on the web at deserthavenas.org. They're on Ceres Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse right off Basin Avenue.
And it's time for us to take a look outside right now through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at our current conditions. It looks like a beautiful day outside today, not a cloud in the sky in that direction. And we'll take a closer look at your forecast after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 107 degrees with a low of 77. Death Valley, 113 with a low of 83. Amargosa, 102 with a low of 69. 98.66 in Beatty. Goldfield at 91.56. Tonopah and Carson City, both with lows of 55 degrees. High of 88 in Tonopah, 90 in Carson City. Fallon, a high of 90, a low of 54. And finally, Fernley, a high of 89 with a low of 57 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we had some partly cloudy skies. Our high today was 101 degrees with winds coming out of the south at 15 miles per hour. 8% for our humidity, and our sunrise this morning at 6:07. Now for tonight, it's currently 100 degrees outside with clear skies. Our low tonight's expected to be 73 degrees with the winds coming out of the east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Our humidity at 15% and our sunset at 7:25 tonight. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, it's pretty much the same story, just a different day. We're still expecting all those sunny skies throughout the week with some clouds rolling in on Sunday. Our high temperatures are still going to be hanging out in about those low hundreds, just between 100 and 104 degrees, with our overnights now hanging out in about those mid 70 degree temperatures, just between 73 and 77 degrees down there. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Unette.
Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again